God bless. Amen. Fire and ice. A marinated righteousness in Him. I want to say something that's almost, it's like a metaphor. It's something you think of cooking, for instance, that like you take of like a steak or a duck or chicken or something, you put it in a pan with some oil, you're cooking it, you turn it to the, you flip it over, you turn it, you brown it, you caramelize it, and you get what they call in like cooking as Maillard reactions, like the caramelization of it when you're cooking it, braising it. I mean, not cooking, you're cooking it, you're broiling it or whatever, and you cook it side to side. And then they take the oils, leftover oils that the food, that the protein has been cooked in or whatever you're making, and then they're marinating the protein or whatever you're making. And it made me think of something. I've been thinking about this. It's just like Christ. It's like He pours His righteousness into us as His children. And He's marinating us through and through, in and out, through and through, to become more and more like Him on a daily basis. We're working through all of our imperfect flaws, imperfections. We're working through everything, this world, this flesh. You know, you have opinions. You have opinions on this side, that side, coming only from the enemy. You're working, you're having to fight and work through all this to marinate us, and to cook us more in His righteousness. To blanch us, to bleach us, to marinate us, to cook us. Do whatever He must do. I'm just kind of giving an example that He marinates us in His righteousness, His righteousness that's perfecting us more and more, even though we'll never be perfect in this life, to be more like Him, basically. But He's gonna see us through no matter what as His children. The coming of the Lord is approaching, but He's going to continue to marinate us more and more and more in Him, to be more just like Him each and every day. But the deeper you know as you go with Him, it's like there's always going to be that certain something that's going to be required of you. What that may be, I'm not always sure. But always to grow in Him, you always have that little extra that's going to be required. But when He's marinating us more and more and more, you know, He will always give us the strength to do more and more and more for Him. It gives you more of like a positive outlook when you look at it like that. Marinating us more and more to do, and to give us the strength to do more for Him. To be more kingdom ready for Him. To be covered more in who He is and what He wants. As His children, as for what He wants us to be like, to do for Him, to look like. Because remember, and I started hearing this more and more, that when we stand before the Father, He wants to see God's Spirit in us. He don't want to see our old selves, old ways. He don't want to see us. He wants to see the Father living inside of us with a big branch of fruit standing in front of Him, that's branched out and that's glowing with who His Father is and what His Father really is about, and what His Father really represents. And that's what it is. That's what it's about. So, God bless. Amen. Fire and ice. Godspeed. Have a great day.